Dr. Myers, let me go back to you now. What sorts of people are more likely to report higher satisfaction with life?
There are some traits that mark happy lives, such as self-esteem, feelings of personal control. Happy people tend to feel empowered rather than victimized. Outgoingness or extroversion often marks happy lives. And by the way, we now know that some of these are genetically influenced traits. So happiness is a little bit like cholesterol level. It's biologically influenced, but it's also to some extent subject to other things that are under our control. I would say a second thing that marks happy lives is close, supportive, connected relationships. Married people, for example, are much likelier to report being very happy, as have 40% of married adults in the United States over the last quarter century, than are unmarried people, of whom, on average, 23% have said they're very happy. Happiness also comes often to people of an active religious faith who are engaged in socially supportive faith communities.
Where does material prosperity come in?
People who have virtually nothing, who cannot afford life's necessities and who don't feel, therefore, a sense of control over their lives, live less happily than those who can afford life's necessities. But as income increases up to, about the 30th percentile or so, above that level, happiness does not increase much as income continues to rise. And in fact, if you look at extremely wealthy people or people who've won a state lottery, you find that after a period of adapting to their new wealth, they're just about as happy as average middle-class people.
So money doesn't buy happiness.
Although it's interesting that many of us think that the good life is defined as the lifestyles of the rich and famous. And among entering American collegians, 3 in 4 say it's very important or essential that they be very well off financially. And that, in most recent years, has been the highest rated life goal of entering collegians, outranking raising a family, helping others in difficulty, becoming an expert in one's profession. And that's about double the level of express materialism at that level as what was the case back in the late 1960s.
Not a happy trend. Let me go to a caller now. We have Kuan Yin on the line from Illinois. Kuan Yin, how can we help you?
Well, the thing I know is that the teenagers of the very poor and the teenagers of the very, very wealthy, and I live in a very wealthy area, have the same issue. They can't make a difference. Either the father has so much money that what they have to say is not important, or there is no father and they don't have any money and what they say is not important.
I recently reviewed a paper that was reviewing research on the problems of teens in affluent families. They are more at risk than other teens for anxiety, depression, substance use, and eating disorders. We think of teens at the low end of the economic spectrum as having problems. Well, teens at the high end have some distinctive problems as well.